What's up, everybody? It's another Patch Notes breakdown, and we're talking DKO today. We have Mechateratsu as the new legendary skin. I haven't got to see it in game yet. 1,600 runes, but it does look really, really sick in our new DKO update. And we got a lot of stuff coming with this update. You'll see in the top right corner, we do have some gameplay from time to time of the Albion Giants League DKO tournament. Giants amongst Giants, I believe is what we called it. It was a 1v1 tournament. We'll be hosting more tournaments every single week, along with working on DKO League. So make sure to go check out Albion Giants DKO League, help run by me, Majin, and a few others. So check that out. Make sure there's a link in the description. And I appreciate, come earn some runes. Come show what you got in those tournaments. But let's talk about this patch. Not only are we getting Mechateratsu, we are getting a new 1v1 in 2v2 map, Mystic Mayhem. Looking pretty good. I'm glad to see these maps coming as a 1v1 and 2v2. We also have Champion Circle coming as a 1v1 and 2v2 map. Good old tutorial map brought back. Gotta feel good about that. We have some new features. We have daily and weekly quests. You're going to be able to earn some boosters, some stars, and things like that, which is going to be really nice. It kind of moving towards having an idea of progression and being able to do a few things. And that always feels a bit good. And then we have some new features. There's an in-game leaderboard now. You don't have to go on the website to get it, and that's going to feel pretty good. Along with that, you're going to be able to mark your favorite gods in the god collection screen and equip their skins in the lobby every time. So they've fixed a couple of those things that weren't there before, make it more fluid, make it make more sense, getting to use those cosmetics that you buy. And then XP booster changes. Boosters are now worth 10 minutes instead of one match. This is a huge change. This needed to happen because if you get into a match and you just 3-0, that booster feels kind of like a waste. This is going to feel really good. Existing boosters are converted to a time worth their quantity. So 10 boosters is 100 minutes. This will allow you to play any mode, any queue, and get the same value everywhere from your booster. I think this is a great change. I think this is a needed change. And overall, this just has to feel good. Along with that, the Shop Edition XP Booster Bundles. You can go right now, and they are sold in the Star Shop in packs of 10. If you really want to power up a God Pass XP gains, you get 500 stars will let you buy 10 boosters, which is 100 minutes of 50% extra XP. Let's talk about some God balance. We have Amaterasu. They reduced the warp range on the air light from 8 meters to 4 meters. Amaterasu was still feeling pretty good, especially with that air light. Some talent changes. Absolute dashing. They removed the ultimate charge on the ability usage. Now grants 7.5 charge on hitting an enemy. Agile Aura. They increased the movement speed buff from 12.5% to 15%. And Agile Aura is now in Amaterasu's default set instead of absolutely dashing. And then Empowered Aura increased the additional knockback from 10% to 15%. I think these are some good Alma changes. We've kind of seen her bounce around from being absolutely oppressive in 1v1s and maybe in 2v2s a little bit, but then she kind of fell off, and now they're kind of getting this good in-between tweak, and I think that's going to feel pretty nice, especially switching up the default set of talents. King Arthur. He's been doing better, but they want him to get closer where they like him to be. So Blinding Light, they increased the damage from 12 to 15. Nothing too insane. Just kind of, again, balancing him out to make him a little bit more viable and seen a little bit more often. Soul. Soul's getting some talent changes to improve her viability across all queues and add some tougher choices in her build crafting. So Blazing Trail. Change the way the cooldown reduction is applied per hit by the ability. The first hit with the ability reduces the cooldown by 4 seconds, and each subsequent hit reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds. That's going to feel really good. Cooldown changes always, when you can hit abilities and get extra cooldown on them, that's going to feel nice. Healing Flame, one of Soul's best abilities, in my opinion. They increase the healing from the fire pulls from 1 to 2. If you can play around this and bait people to play around this heal that you have, I think this is just so fun to use, and it's a way to heal, but also hey, you have to come fight me here, and you can kind of play around that, because are you trying to heal, or are you trying to bait them in to get a fight? It's a nice play around. Hot Streak increased the cooldown reduction from 9 to 10 seconds. Line of Fire increased the additional knockback caused at close range from 25 to 30%, and Sunspots updated text description to clarify the number of fire pulls created. Again, I'm a big fan of Healing Flame. I don't know if that's what a lot of people are running right now. I haven't went and looked at the talents that people run. But I feel like Healing Flame is just one of those ones that there's a lot of good, back and forth baiting them in, or you need to heal, especially when you start talking about 2v2 and 3v3s. I think that ability just gets better over time. Sung Wukong. the newest god to DKO. This god is so much fun and lets us know when they go to add a new god, like, okay, it's not going to be exactly like Smite, which is one of the things I love about DKO. But Wukong is this fun, dude. And like his kit has this so many interesting tweaks, like with the cudgel and the fact that if you're in the air and you transform, you go into the bird, but the tiger. I just love it. I think, and then the ult where you put out your clone, but you can swap places with the clone. So good, dude. Ultimate duration has been decreased from 22 seconds to 18 seconds, and if Sun Wukong is eliminated while his clone is deployed, the clone will disappear. Needed changes, but nothing too crazy. I think Sun Wukong's a ton of fun. If you haven't played him, you should. He has a sick pirate skin. You can be Monkey D. Luffy. Think about it. Ymir, our Resident Ice Giant's ultimate's a little too effective, so they're reducing the power ever so slightly. It's going to be reduced the knockback by 10%. Zeus, they said, provided plenty of fresh energy to DKO since he joined. Needs a little tune-up to give everybody a fair chance to improve his chances in 1v1 and 2v2s. His ultimate in particular, while exciting and terrifying at the same time, has a little too much presence when he cast it, and we want to make it the tactical play around it a little more interesting. This is true. I really like Zeus, but I feel like his ult's very easy to play around. So I'm curious to see what this change, as we read through it, does. They adjust the motion, the warp range of air light from 10 to 7.5 meters. Bolt of Olympus, increase the projectile speed by 15%. Yes. Heaven's Rage, reduce the number of bolts thrown from 15 to 9. So Zeus will now throw 3 sets before snapping his fingers for the lightning strike. They increase the damage of each bolt from 4 to 6, reduce the pre-file of the file lightning strike by 0.05 seconds, and they increase the ultimate charge by 6 seconds. I think I like this change. I think it makes it a little bit more intuitive. It's going to throw people off that are used to dodging that snap, though. I think that's going to take some getting used to. I don't know if this is going to feel better or going to feel worse. That's kind of the weird thing. Like, it should feel better. But I can see if you've been playing a lot of Zeus that this might not feel as good starting out. But I think once you get used to it, it's going to feel real nice. I don't know. I hope to see Zeus climb up a little bit. What I would have liked to seen is, more Sasano nerfs because that god's dumb. We saw that in the DKO tournament last week where I think our last 5 rounds were Sasano mirror matches. And that's a rough time. Got some maps changes. Scuttlebutt Scuffle. Second buff pad added to the middle area. The buff pad on the boat swapped to a movement speed buff. The buff pad in the middle is a health buff. They've went ahead and fixed more than 100 bugs from Bolt of Olympus. Zeus' ability charging UI now correctly represents the charge state. Thor's Lesser Blessing and Sukong's 72 transformations. They've several others. And we love to see that. I love seeing bug fixes, especially I want to see DKO become a better game. I know on the Steam charts it's been dropping a little bit, but I do think this game is a lot of fun. And once it goes fully free to play, I think that will definitely help its player base. But I appreciate y'all coming to check out Patch Notes breakdowns with me, Blaze McBain. And like I said, if you want to come join some Albion Giants DKO tournaments, earn some runes, come check us out. We do 1v1, 2v2s, and 3v tournaments, and we're working on a league as well. Come check us out. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.